Even the media is not woke enough for the Democrats. Hollywood's not woke enough for the Democrats. 96% of media, their political contributions in 2016 went to Democrats. Almost all of Hollywood, we're going to hear from a witness today, we'll talk about this. Almost all of Hollywood supports the Democrats, but that's not good enough. This hearing proves no one is safe from the cancel culture. No one is safe from the mob. They will come after you. Look no further than Bari Weiss, former editor at the New York Times, who had to resign because she was engaged, as she said in her piece when she resigned, wrongthink. Bari Weiss said this. She said this in that resignation letter. You say something the mob doesn't like, get ready for, quote, the digital Thunderdome. I don't know anyone could say it better than that. That's what happens. You disagree with the mob, they come after you. They'll come after you, and their goal is silence. Recent survey, 62% of Americans say they're afraid to freely express themselves. This is the Judiciary Committee. We should remember this. You don't have a First Amendment when people are afraid to speak. You don't have free speech when only one side's allowed to talk. Think about the sports world. Subject one of our witnesses knows a little bit about. Drew Brees says, stand for the anthem. Oh my goodness. Did he get attacked? James Harden wears a mask that says back the blue. Appropriate thing to do. Frankly, something that should have been mentioned at the outset of this hearing. Last night, 2 officers were shot. This is the second full hearing we've had following a tragedy where officers were attacked, and the chairman says nothing. We should be thinking and praying for those families. James Harden wears back the blue mask. He gets attacked. My favorite, this is how crazy the mob gets. Mike Gundy, football coach at Oklahoma State, 15-year coach, played at Oklahoma State, goes fishing with his kids, fishing with his family, and wears the wrong T-shirt, according to the mob. Wears a T-shirt that has a conservative news outlet on the front, the name of one. Oh my goodness, how dare he do that? For all we know, he picked the top T-shirt on the pile that day. He's gone fishing with his family. He almost lost his job for fishing in the wrong T-shirt. That is what the mob will do. The mob never stops. Political correctness has no end. And now the Democrats are pursuing this so much, they're even going after their best friends in the world, the media in Hollywood. 2019, this gets bigger. Speaking of Hollywood, 2019, China pressured the film industry to remove images of the Japanese and Taiwanese flags from a trailer for the Top Gun sequel. MGM, involved with the remake of the film Red Dawn, altered the identities of the invading military. I'm so old, I remember the first one where it was the Soviet Union. And they did this post-production. Said, no, it can't be an invading military from China, it's gotta be North Korea. Attorney generals pointed out that many scripts likely never see the light of day because writers and producers know that they can't even test the limits. They're going to be attacked again by the mob, and today, obviously, by the Democrats. But this isn't the worst. This isn't the worst of it. Silence is not enough for the mob. And this is the scariest part. It's not enough that you be quiet. It's not enough that you can't exercise your free speech rights, your First Amendment liberties. That's not enough. They want you to agree with them. They want to force you to agree with them. You don't believe me? Go watch the videotape. Come into a restaurant, harass you if you don't raise your fist, harass you if you don't bend your knee. This is scary. And the idea that this committee is having a hearing to foster more of it instead of to speak out against it is even more scary. I look forward to hearing from our witnesses today. I hope the Judiciary Committee, with, as I've said so many times, the storied history of protecting the Constitution, the rule of law, and the Bill of Rights, will say this has got to stop. This has got to stop. And frankly, you all had a chance. A few weeks ago, 8 weeks ago, when the Attorney General was here, he asked the chairman and the Democrats on this committee, why won't you speak out against the violence? Why won't you speak out against the mob? And guess what he got? Total silence. Let's speak out now. Let's speak out now. Let's say the First Amendment is sacrosanct. Let's say what's going on is wrong, plain wrong. And I think Well, certainly 62% of Americans understand it. It's wrong, and we shouldn't be promoting